handsome garbage collector was picking up trash on the street when he noticed a millionaire spying on him in hiding. Tyler finished emptying another trash can and couldn't ignore the strange feeling that had been following him for 3 days. Always at the same time, always on the same corner, that black car with tinted windows sat parked, watching his morning routine. It was Thursday when he decided to break the silence that bothered him. Tyler walked up to the vehicle with steady steps, still holding the trash bag in his left hand. "Excuse me, Mom, do you need something?" he asked, lightly tapping on the driver's window. The window rolled down just a few inches, revealing the nervous blue eyes of a woman who looked to be in her 60s. No, I'm sorry, Eleanor stammered, clearly panicked. "Look, I don't mean to be rude, but this is the 3rd time I've seen you here. If there's a problem, I can help." "It's nothing, thank you," she replied quickly, starting the engine. The car jerked forward abruptly, but something flew out of the slightly open window. Tyler bent down and picked up an old photograph, yellowed with time. The image showed a baby just a few months old, and what made his heart race was the small birthmark on the child's neck, exactly like the one he had. Tyler stood frozen on the sidewalk for several minutes, staring at the photo and then touching his own birthmark. That coincidence was impossible to ignore. The next morning, he arrived at work early. He didn't have to wait long. The black car appeared right at 7, but this time, the woman stepped out. She was visibly trembling as she approached. Did you find the photo?" Eleanor asked, her voice shaky. "I did. And I want to know what this means," Tyler replied, holding up the picture. Eleanor took a deep breath before answering. 35 years ago, my family forced me to give up my son for adoption. He had that same birthmark." Tyler felt the ground disappear beneath his feet. His whole life he knew he was adopted, but Mrs. Dorothy and Mr. Harold, his adoptive parents, had always told him a different story. "My parents told me my mother died in childbirth," Tyler said, still processing the information. "They lied to protect you," Eleanor explained, tears in her eyes. "Your adoptive parents worked for my family. When they found out my parents wanted to hide you like a shameful secret, they ran away with you. That doesn't make sense. Why didn't you look for me sooner?" Eleanor opened a folder she had brought with her and showed dozens of documents. "I spent a fortune searching for you all these years. I hired detectives, placed ads in newspapers, visited orphanages. I always hit dead ends or people trying to impersonate you for money." Tyler flipped through the papers, seeing payment receipts for private investigators, copies of fake birth certificates, search reports. The documentation was overwhelming. "So how did you find me now?" "One of the detectives finally tracked down the real trail. Your adoptive parents moved constantly during your childhood, always afraid of being found. Only recently did I discover you had settled here in New York City." "Ty, what the hell are you doing over there chatting?" The rough voice of Mike, his supervisor, cut through the moment. Eleanor quickly composed herself and addressed Mike with grace. "I'm sorry, I'm Eleanor Whitaker. Tyler is an old family acquaintance. I don't care who you are. He's got work to do," Mike interrupted rudely. "Of course, I understand. Tyler, could we talk after your shift? There's a cafe on 5th Avenue nearby." Tyler glanced at Mike, who was eyeing him suspiciously, then back at Eleanor. "All right. What time? 6? All right." Eleanor returned to the car, leaving Tyler with 1,000 questions in his head and a furious supervisor by his side. "Since when do you know rich people, Tyler?" "It's a long story, Mike. I hope it doesn't interfere with your work. You've been a bit distracted lately." The rest of the day passed in slow motion. Tyler couldn't focus on his tasks, replaying everything Eleanor had told him in his mind. At 6 on the dot, he was at the cafe she mentioned. Eleanor was already there, seated at a discreet table in the back. She had swapped her elegant suit for simpler clothes, but she still stood out in the setting. "Thank you for coming," she said as Tyler sat down. "I had to come. I have a lot of questions." "I figured as much. Where would you like me to start?" "From the beginning. Who are you, really?" Eleanor took a deep breath. "My name is Eleanor Whitaker. My family owns several businesses in New York City. When I was 22, I got involved with a man my family considered unsuitable. When I found out I was pregnant, they sent me to a farm in the countryside until you were born. And my father. He never knew you existed. My parents made sure of that. And after I was born, They had it all planned out. You were to be given to a family who agreed never to reveal your origins. Mrs. Dorothy and Mr. Harold had worked in our home for years. They were trustworthy people. But they ran away? A week before the official handover, Mrs. Dorothy overheard a conversation between my parents. They didn't just plan to hide you. They wanted you to disappear completely, so you'd never come back claiming family rights. Tyler felt a chill in his stomach. What kind of rights? Your grandfather, my father, had a clause in his will. Any direct descendant would be entitled to a share of the inheritance, even children born out of wedlock. So they ran away to protect me? Exactly. And that's why it was so hard to find you. They changed their names, moved multiple times, always afraid. Dear listener, if you're enjoying the story, don't forget to like and especially subscribe to the channel. It really helps those of us just starting out. Now back to the story. Tyler was silent for several minutes, processing everything. Why are you telling me this now? Because your grandparents are dead, and because I've learned to fight for my rights. You're my son, Tyler, and I lost 35 years of your life because of fear and shame. And this inheritance? Eleanor opened another folder and pulled out some documents. Your grandfather left a trust fund. In the original will, it was blocked until you were found and your identity confirmed. It's nearly $2 million, accumulated with interest over all these years. Tyler nearly choked on his coffee. $2 million. Your grandfather may have been a hard man, but he was fair. He knew he'd wronged you. But this seems too good to be true. I understand your skepticism. Over the years, people have tried to impersonate you, but I have something that might convince you. Eleanor pulled a yellowed envelope from her bag. These are letters Mrs. Dorothy sent me over the years. She never signed her real name, but she always sent updates about you. How you were growing, your first steps when you started talking. Tyler opened the envelope with trembling hands. There were at least 20 handwritten letters, all recounting details of his childhood that only his adoptive mother could know. Eleanor, the boy is doing well. He started walking this week. He has your stubborn streak, but he's a happy child. I hope one day you can meet him for real. A friend. Tyler immediately recognized Mrs. Dorothy's handwriting. Tears welled in his eyes. She never told me about these letters. She was protecting you. Until the very end. What do you mean? Mrs. Dorothy passed away 6 months ago, Tyler, and before she left, she came to me. She was the one who gave me your current address. Tyler felt as if he'd been punched in the gut. Mrs. Dorothy had died while he was working so much, he hadn't even noticed how sick she'd become. She never told me she was unwell. She didn't want to be a burden, but she wanted me to find you before she passed. She said it was time for you to know the truth. Tyler stood up from the table, needing air. This is too much to process all at once. I understand. I'm not asking you to decide anything right now. I just wanted you to know the truth. What if I don't want any of this? What if I just want to keep living my life as it is? Eleanor smiled sadly. Then I'll respect your decision. I only ask for a chance to be part of your life, even if just as a friend. Tyler returned home with his mind racing. Ashley, his wife, was in the living room watching TV when he arrived. You're late today, she remarked without taking her eyes off the screen. Ran into some issues at work. What kind of issues? Tyler hesitated. How could he explain this whole situation without sounding completely crazy? Nothing important. How was your day? I went to the doctor today. Oh? Everything okay? Ashley finally looked at him, a strange smile on her face. I'm pregnant, Tyler. For a moment, Tyler forgot all about the day's troubles. He rushed to Ashley and hugged her tightly. Really? Are you sure? The doctor confirmed it. I'm 6 weeks along. Tyler kissed her tenderly. They'd been trying for a baby for 2 years. I can't believe it. Finally. But there's one thing, Tyler. The doctor said it's going to be a high-risk pregnancy. I'll need special monitoring, expensive tests. The financial reality of their situation came crashing back. Tyler made enough for them to get by, but there wasn't much left over. A high-risk pregnancy meant expenses they couldn't cover. That night, Tyler couldn't sleep. He kept thinking about his conversation with Eleanor, the inheritance money, the baby on the way. Was this a coincidence or a sign? The next morning, Eleanor was waiting for him at their usual spot. "I thought about our conversation yesterday," Tyler said, approaching the car. "And? My wife is pregnant. We'll need money for medical care." Eleanor smiled. "That's wonderful, Tyler. I'm going to be a grandmother." The ease with which she said it caught Tyler off guard. "Hold on. I haven't decided anything yet." "Of course, I'm sorry. It's just, after all these years imagining having grandchildren. Look, I want to run some tests to confirm all this. If it's really true that I'm your son, then we'll talk about the rest. Of course, I've already arranged everything. There's a private clinic that can do the DNA test today." "You already arranged it?" "I knew you'd want to be sure. It's the sensible thing to do." They agreed to meet at the clinic after Tyler's shift. During the day, he tried to stick to his usual routine, but Mike kept eyeing him suspiciously. "Tyler, we need to talk," Mike said during their break. "What's up?" "This rich woman who's been looking for you, what's that about?" "Mike, it's personal. Anything that happens in my department is my business, especially when it involves wealthy people showing up out of nowhere." "It's not out of nowhere, it's complicated." "Then uncomplicate it for me." Tyler sighed. Mike was annoying, but he wasn't a bad guy. "She thinks she might be my birth mother." Mike's eyes widened. "What do you mean?" "I'm adopted. She's been searching for me for years." "And you believe that?" "We're doing a DNA test today." "Tyler, man, be careful. Rich people don't just show up in our lives by accident. There's always an angle." "Maybe, but I need to know the truth." "And if it's true, you're just going to leave everything here?" Tyler hadn't thought about that. His whole world was there, his job, his friends, his routine. "I don't know, Mike. I don't know anything yet." In the afternoon, Tyler met Eleanor at the clinic. It was a sophisticated place, very different from the health centers he was used to. "The results will be ready in 48 hours, the nurse explained after collecting the sample. "And now?" Tyler asked. "Now we wait," Eleanor replied. "But regardless of the result, I'd like to ask you something." "What?" "Are you happy with the life you have?" Tyler thought for a moment. "Yes, I am. I have my job, my wife, and now a baby on the way. We don't have luxuries, but we have enough. What if you could give your family a better life, a life without financial worries? Everyone wants that, but things don't happen overnight." "Sometimes they do, Tyler. Sometimes life gives us opportunities we don't expect." They said goodbye, agreeing to meet at the clinic for the results. Tyler went home lost in thought. "How was work today?" Ashley asked when he arrived. "Same as usual. And you, how are you feeling?" "Nauseous this morning, but it got better. Tyler, there's something I need to tell you." "What is it?" "This afternoon, a woman showed up at our house asking for you." Tyler felt his blood run cold. "What do you mean?" "An elegant lady, driving an expensive car. She said she was a friend of yours and wanted to talk to me." "And you talked to her?" "I let her in. It was strange, but she seemed nice." "Ashley, what the hell were you thinking? You can't let strangers into the house." "Calm down, Tyler. She just wanted to know how I was doing, asked about the pregnancy." "How did she know about the pregnancy?" "You didn't tell her?" Tyler realized he was in deep trouble. How could he explain this whole situation to Ashley without making it seem like he was hiding something important? "Ashley, I need to tell you something. That woman, she thinks she's my birth mother." Ashley stared at him for a long moment. "What do you mean?" Tyler told her the whole story, starting with his first meeting with Eleanor. Ashley listened in silence, her expression growing more closed off. "And you didn't think you should tell me this sooner?" "I was going to. I was trying to understand it all first." "Tyler, you've been meeting with a stranger for days and didn't say anything." "She's not a stranger. She's my mother." "You don't know that yet. That's why we did the DNA test today." "You did what?" Tyler realized he'd stepped on a landmine. "Ashley, please, we'll know the truth in 2 days." "And if it's true, what happens to us?" "Nothing changes between us." "Tyler, That woman is rich. Do you really think she just happened to show up in your life right when I'm pregnant? What are you saying? I'm saying this is all too convenient. A rich woman appears offering money just when we need it. It's not like that, Ashley. Then what is it? Are you willing to gamble our family on a story that might be a scam? Tyler didn't know how to respond. Ashley's questions echoed the ones pounding in his head. That night, they went to bed without resolving the argument. Tyler stayed on the couch, staring at the ceiling and trying to understand how his life had turned upside down in just a few days. The next morning, Eleanor wasn't at their usual corner. Tyler grew worried and decided to call the number she'd given him. "Hello? Eleanor, it's Tyler. Hi, dear. I'm sorry I wasn't there today. I had some family matters to deal with." "What kind of matters?" "My other children found out I met you." Tyler felt a chill. "Other children?" "Yes. After you, I got married and had 2 more children, Gregory and Jennifer. And what's the problem?" "They weren't happy to learn they have a brother." "Because of the inheritance?" "Exactly. They always assumed everything would go to them when I died." "What now?" "Now they know they might have to share." Tyler began to understand the scale of the problem. "Eleanor, maybe it's better if I stay out of this mess." "Tyler, you have a right to this inheritance. It's yours by right. But I don't want to cause problems in your family. You're not causing any problems. You are part of this family." When Tyler hung up, he was even more confused. Ashley had been right to be suspicious. The situation was getting more complicated than he'd imagined. At work, Tyler tried to stay focused, but his mind was elsewhere. Mike noticed and walked over. "Hey, what's up? Any news from your rich mom?" "It's complicated, Mike. I warned you, easy money doesn't exist." "It's not easy money. It's family inheritance." "Tyler, can I give you some advice?" "Sure." "Whatever this woman is offering, think carefully before accepting. Sometimes the price is higher than it seems." "What price?" "Your freedom. Rich people don't give anything for free. They always want something in return. What if she just wants to know the son she lost? After 35 years? Tyler, use your head." Mike's words echoed in Tyler's mind for the rest of the day. When he got home, Ashley was in the kitchen making dinner. "How was your day?" she asked without looking at him. "Rough. And yours?" "I felt sick all day. The doctor said it's normal, but it's worse than I expected." Tyler walked up and hugged her from behind. "It'll pass and we'll figure out the meds and tests." "How, Tyler? With what money?" "We'll manage. Or you could accept help from your rich mom," Ashley said sarcastically. "Ashley, don't start." "No, Tyler, we need to talk about this. If you're going to accept help from that woman, I need to know. I haven't decided anything yet. Then decide soon, because I won't stay in this limbo." Dear listener, if you're enjoying the story, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. It helps us a lot as we're just starting out. Now back to the story. The next morning, Tyler arrived at work early. He needed to clear his head before making any decisions. While hauling garbage bins, he noticed an unfamiliar car parked at the corner. It wasn't Eleanor's. A tall, well-dressed man stepped out and approached him. "Are you Tyler Johnson?" "Yes. Who's asking?" "My name is Gregory Whitaker. I'm Eleanor Whitaker's son." Tyler's stomach twisted. This must be one of the half-brothers Eleanor had mentioned. "What do you want from me?" "I want to talk. Can we?" "I'm working. It'll only take 5 minutes." Tyler glanced around. Mike hadn't arrived yet. "Fine, but make it quick." "My mother told me you took a DNA test." And I came to make you an offer." "What offer?" Gregory pulled an envelope from his suit pocket. $100,000 for you to disappear from my family's life." Tyler stared at the envelope, unable to believe what he was hearing. "Are you trying to buy me off?" "I'm trying to avoid unnecessary drama. You have your life, we have ours. There's no need to mix things up." "What if the test proves I'm her son?" "That doesn't matter. What matters is you'll destroy a family that's been together for 30 years. I'm not trying to destroy anything." "No? Then what are you trying to do?" "My mother is 62. She spent her whole life blaming herself for giving up a son for adoption. Now you show up and she's obsessed with making up for lost time. What's wrong with that? The problem is she's willing to give you everything. Our inheritance, our businesses, all of it. Tyler began to grasp the magnitude of the situation. Gregory, I don't want your businesses or your inheritance. No. Then why are you here? Because I want to know my real mother. Your real mother is the one who raised you. Eleanor is a stranger who wants to buy a new family. Ty! Mike's voice cut through the conversation. What the hell is going on here? Gregory quickly composed himself. I was just leaving. Tyler, think about my offer. My card is in the envelope. Gregory got back in the car and drove off, leaving Tyler holding the envelope and Mike fuming beside him. Who was that? Eleanor's half-brother. And what the hell did he want? Tyler showed him the envelope. To buy me. Mike's eyes widened. How much? 100 grand. Tyler, man, this proves everything I've been saying. These people are desperate to keep you from showing up. Or it proves I really am her son and they're scared. Either way, you're in the middle of a war. Tyler tucked the envelope into his pocket. He needed to talk to Eleanor about this. During lunch, he called her. Eleanor, your son Gregory came to see me today. There was silence on the other end. What did he want? He offered me money to disappear. How much? Does it matter? Of course it matters. I want to know how far they're willing to go. 100 grand. Tyler, I need to see you. Now. I'm at work. Then after work. It's urgent. They met at the same cafe as before. Eleanor was visibly shaken. I never imagined they'd do this, she said. Eleanor, maybe I should just take his offer and end this mess. No. Tyler, you don't understand. If you take that money, they'll know they can buy you. And when the DNA results come out, they'll do anything to cover it up. Cover it up how? They have connections, Tyler. Expensive lawyers, judges they know. They could claim the test was faked, that you're a fraud. Is that even possible? With enough money, almost anything is possible. Tyler fell silent, thinking about the implications. Eleanor, I have a family to protect. My wife is pregnant and needs medical care. $100,000 would solve our problems. And you think they'll stop there? Tyler, if you take that money, they'll be sure you're just trying to take advantage. They'll do everything to discredit you. And if I don't take it, then they'll know you're serious, that you really want to be part of the family. And that's a good thing. For me, it's everything. Tyler, I lost 35 years of your life. I don't want to lose another day. When Tyler got home, Ashley was on the couch with a terrible look on her face. What's wrong? Are you feeling sick? Tyler, I need to tell you something. What? This afternoon, a woman came to see me, Jennifer Whitaker. Tyler felt his blood run cold. Eleanor's daughter. What did she want? To talk to me about you and her mother. And you talked to her. I did, and she told me some things that worried me. What things? Tyler, did you know Eleanor has tried to kill herself twice? Tyler sank heavily onto the couch. What do you mean? Jennifer told me her mother has had psychological problems for years, that she's obsessed with finding the son she lost. Other men have pretended to be you before, and every time she found out it was a scam, she fell into a deep depression. Ashley, she could be lying to scare you. Maybe. But she showed me photos, Tyler, of her mother in psychiatric clinics. Tyler ran his hands through his hair, feeling completely lost. What else did she tell you? That if you really are Eleanor's son, she'll want to make up for all those lost years at once. She'll give you everything, even things that aren't just hers. What does that mean? The family businesses are shared between her and her children. If she starts transferring shares to you, it'll break contracts, spark lawsuits. Could that destroy everything? According to Jennifer, yes. And in the end, everyone loses. Tyler was silent for a long time. Ashley, what do you think I should do? I think you should take Gregory's money and leave that family alone. But what if she really is my mother? Tyler, your real mother was Mrs. Dorothy. That woman is a stranger trying to buy a new family because the one she has isn't working. Ashley's words echoed in Tyler's head all night. The next morning, he was ready to accept Gregory's offer when he got an unexpected call. "Tyler, this is the clinic. The DNA test results are ready." "Already? Weren't they supposed to come out tomorrow?" "The lab processed them faster. When can you come pick them up?" "This afternoon." Tyler called Eleanor, and they agreed to meet at the clinic at 4 o'clock. At work, Tyler couldn't focus on anything. Mike noticed and walked over. "The results come out today, huh?" "Yeah. And have you decided what you'll do depending on the outcome?" "If it's negative, the mess is over. And if it's positive," Tyler sighed, "then things get complicated." "Why?" Tyler told Mike about Eleanor's children visiting him. "Man, this smells really bad. Rich families fighting over inheritance never ends well." "I know. But if she really is my mother..." "Tyler, can I give you some advice from someone who's lived longer than you?" "Go ahead." "No matter what that paper says, your real family is your wife and the baby on the way. The rest is secondary." "But what if I'm missing the chance to give them a better life? And what if you're risking the life you already have?" At 4 o'clock, Tyler was at the clinic. Eleanor arrived a few minutes later, visibly nervous. "Are you ready?" asked the receptionist. "I am," Tyler replied. They sat in a small room as the doctor opened the envelope with the results. "The test confirms a genetic match. There's a 99.7% probability that you are biological mother and son." Eleanor started crying. Tyler's legs felt weak. "Are you sure?" he asked. "Absolutely. The genetic markers match across all tested points." Eleanor stood up and tried to hug Tyler, who instinctively stepped back. "Tyler, you're my son. I knew it. I always knew." "Eleanor, calm down. Let me process this." Of course. It's a lot to take in." They left the clinic in silence. On the sidewalk, Eleanor finally spoke. "What now?" "Now I need to talk to my wife." "Of course. But Tyler, I want you to know I'm here for you, for whatever you need." "Eleanor, your kids came to see me. They offered me money to disappear." "I know, and I hope you didn't even consider accepting." "I did. And I still am." Eleanor stopped walking. "What do you mean?" "Eleanor, I have a life. A pregnant wife, responsibilities. I can't just turn everything I've built upside down." "But you're my son." "I am. The test proved it. But that doesn't change who I am." "Tyler, you don't understand. Now that I've found you, I won't let you walk away again." "It's not your choice, Eleanor. It's mine." Tyler walked to the bus stop, leaving Eleanor standing on the sidewalk. When he got home, Ashley was in the kitchen making dinner. "So, did you get the results?" "Yeah." "And?" "She's my biological mother." Ashley stopped what she was doing and turned to him. "What now?" "Now nothing. Everything stays the same." "Tyler, are you sure?" "I am. My family is you and our baby. The rest is the past." Ashley hugged him tightly. "I love you." "I love you too." But Tyler knew it wouldn't be that simple. Eleanor didn't seem willing to take no for an answer. The next morning, when Tyler got to work, Mike was waiting for him with a worried look. "Tyler, I need to tell you something." "What is it?" "Last night, some guys showed up here asking about you." "What guys?" "They said they were from the company that bought our firm." Tyler felt a chill run down his spine. "What company?" "Dude, last night the general supervisor called me. Our company was sold. And guess who the new owner is?" Tyler didn't even need to ask. "The Whitaker Group." "Exactly. And according to the guys who came here, you're being promoted." "Promoted to what?" "General supervisor for the entire region." Tyler felt like the ground had disappeared beneath his feet. "Mike, is this for real?" "Dead serious. And there's more." "What?" "Your wife got a job offer at a private clinic. Executive secretary with full health insurance for the whole family." Tyler had to lean against the wall. "How do you know that?" "Because Ashley called me this morning. She was panicking. Said she didn't know whether to accept or not." Tyler pulled out his phone and called Ashley. "Ash, is it true about the job offer?" "Yeah, a woman called me an hour ago. Said she saw my resume on the job site." "Ashley, that woman didn't just stumble upon you." "What do you mean?" Eleanor is trying to buy us. Tyler, come home, now. I can't. I'm working. Tyler, come home. The desperation in Ashley's voice made Tyler drop everything and rush home. When he got there, he found Ashley in the living room, her face full of panic. What's wrong? Tyler, after I hung up with you, the woman from the job offer called me again. And? She said she knew I was pregnant and that the clinic had the best obstetricians in the city. So what's the problem? Tyler, I never mentioned the pregnancy in my resume. How did she know? Tyler's blood ran cold. Ashley, grab your things, we're leaving. Where to? Anywhere, I need to think. They went to Ashley's sister's place on the other side of town. On the way, Tyler tried to make sense of what Eleanor was doing. Tyler, I'm scared, said Ashley. Me too. That woman is manipulating our lives. I know, and I need to put a stop to it. How? By talking to her, making it clear I won't accept this kind of blackmail. And if she doesn't back down? Tyler didn't know how to answer. At Ashley's sister's place, Tyler called Eleanor. Hi, my son. How are you? Eleanor, what are you doing? What do you mean? You bought the company I work for. Oh, that. Yes, I did. I wanted to make sure you had stability. And you offered my wife a job? I did. She'll need good health insurance during the pregnancy. Eleanor, you can't do this. Why not? I'm your mother. It's my duty to take care of you. It's not your duty. I'm an adult. Tyler, you're upset. Let's talk in person. No, we'll talk now. Stop interfering in my life. I'm just trying to help. You're trying to control me. Tyler, you're my son. I missed 35 years of your life. Now I want to make up for it. You can't make up for it, Eleanor. Those years are gone. But I can make sure the next ones are better. On your terms, by buying our freedom, by offering opportunities. What you're doing is blackmail. There was silence on the other end. Tyler, meet me tonight. Why? So we can talk properly, and for you to meet the rest of the family. I don't want to meet the rest of the family. You will, especially once you hear the whole truth. What truth? About how you really ended up with Mrs. Dorothy. Tyler's stomach twisted. What do you mean by that? Meet me at 8 at the restaurant in the Ritz-Carlton Hotel. Come alone. Eleanor hung up before Tyler could respond. What did she want? Asked Ashley. She wants to meet me tonight. Said she has more to tell me. Tyler, don't go. I have to. I need to know what she's hiding. What if it's a trap? What kind of trap? I don't know. But this woman is acting crazy. She's capable of anything. Tyler thought about the possibilities, but curiosity outweighed fear. I'll meet her, but I'll make it clear I want no part of this mess. What if she doesn't agree? I'll have to find a way to protect myself. At 8 in the evening, Tyler was at the restaurant in the Ritz-Carlton Hotel. It was an elegant place, unlike anywhere he'd ever been. Eleanor was seated at a reserved table in the back, but she wasn't alone. A well-dressed man in his 40s sat beside her. Tyler, thank you for coming. This is Richard, my lawyer. Tyler greeted the man warily. Why is your lawyer here? Because what I'm about to tell you could have legal implications. What kind of implications? Eleanor took a deep breath before answering. Tyler, Mrs. Dorothy and Mr. Harold didn't run away with me out of kindness. What do you mean? They were paid to take you away. Tyler felt like he'd been punched. Paid by who? By me. The world seemed to stop around Tyler. Excuse me? I paid them to take you far from my family. But you said they ran because they found out your parents wanted to make me disappear. I lied. It was actually my idea. Tyler stood up from the table. You're telling me you abandoned me on purpose. Tyler, sit down, let me explain. There's no explanation for this. Yes, there is. I was 22, being forced to marry a man I didn't love to save the family business. If my parents found out I had a child, they'd have locked me in a convent, and you chose to give me away. I chose to give you a chance at a real family. Mrs. Dorothy always wanted children but couldn't have any. She was the best mother you could have had. Then why look for me now? Because now I can give you what you deserve. The life I couldn't give you when I was young. Tyler was breathing heavily, trying to process everything. And what about this story of my grandfather's inheritance? It's true. When he found out you existed, he set up the trust fund. But he also made it clear you'd only inherit if you forgave me for what I did. What do you mean? The lawyer spoke for the first time. Tyler, the will has a specific clause. You can only access the inheritance if you sign a document declaring you forgive your mother and accept being part of the family. And if I don't sign? The money goes to charity. Tyler looked at Eleanor, who stared back with tears in her eyes. You're blackmailing me again. No, Tyler, I'm giving you a choice. You can forgive me and be rich, or you can hate me and stay poor. What about my wife, my unborn child? They'll benefit too. Lifetime health care, guaranteed education for the kids, a big house, in exchange for my soul, in exchange for your forgiveness. Tyler stood up again. Eleanor, I need time to think. How much time do you need? I don't know. Tyler, I can't wait forever. I have other children also waiting for an answer. What answer? Whether you'll be part of the family or not, because if you're not, they want to know they can run the business in peace. And if I accept, then they'll have to accept you as their brother and partner. Tyler left the restaurant, his head spinning. He returned to his sister-in-law's house where Ashley was waiting. So? What did she want? Tyler told her everything Eleanor had revealed. Tyler, that woman is manipulative. She's using you. But Ashley, it's $2 million. Our lives would change completely. And what kind of life would that be? Living under blackmail? It wouldn't be blackmail if I forgave her. Can you really forgive someone who abandoned you on purpose? Tyler didn't know how to respond. Dear listener, if you're enjoying the story, don't forget to like and especially subscribe to the channel. It helps us a lot as we're just starting out. Now continuing, that night Tyler couldn't sleep. He stayed on his sister-in-law's balcony, staring at the stars and trying to make a decision. In the morning he got a call from Mike. Tyler, where are you? Some guys showed up here looking for you. What guys? Gregory and Jennifer Whitaker. They're furious. What did they want? To know where you are. They said they need to talk to you urgently. Mike, if they come back, tell them you don't know where I am. Tyler, what kind of mess is this? I can't explain now, but don't tell anyone where I am. Tyler hung up and found Ashley in the kitchen. What's wrong? Who called? Mike. Eleanor's kids are looking for me. What do they want? I don't know. But they must have found out about yesterday's meeting. Tyler, I think we should leave. Go where? To the countryside, to my parents' house, until this blows over. Ashley, I can't run forever. Yes, you can. And you should. That family is dangerous. Before Tyler could answer, the phone rang. It was an unknown number. Hello? Tyler? It's Jennifer Whitaker. How did you get my number? That doesn't matter. I need to talk to you. It's about your wife. Tyler felt his blood run cold. What about my wife? She's in danger. Because of you. What do you mean? My mother isn't in her right mind, Tyler. Once she gets an idea, she'll do anything to get what she wants. And what does she want? You. And if she can't get your cooperation willingly, she'll force it. Are you threatening me? I'm warning you. My mother is capable of kidnapping your wife to make you sign those papers. Tyler looked at Ashley, who was listening to the conversation. Jennifer, what do you want from me? I want you to accept our original offer, $200,000 for you to disappear. You raised the offer? We did, because now we know how much our mother is willing to spend to keep you close. And if I refuse, then you'll deal with the consequences. What consequences? Tyler, our mother bought your workplace, offered your wife a job, found out where you live. Do you think that's a coincidence? What are you saying? I'm saying she has detectives following you. She knows where you are right now. Tyler looked out the window and saw a dark car parked on the corner. Ashley, grab your things now. Why? We're being watched. They left through the back door and walked to a nearby mall. Tyler called Eleanor. "Eleanor, call off your dogs." "What dogs?" "The detectives following us." "Tyler, they're for your protection." "Protection from what?" "From my children. They're desperate for you not to sign the papers, and you're desperate for me to sign." "I am, but I won't force you." "No, what about the detectives? They're just so I know you're safe." "Eleanor, this is stalking. This is maternal care." Tyler hung up, furious. "Ashley, we need to leave the city." "Where to?" "I don't know, but far from here." "But far from—" They took a bus to Miami Beach, where Ashley's sister had a beach house. During the trip, Tyler tried to think of a solution. "Ashley, I'm going to take their kids' money." "Are you sure?" "Yes. It's the only way out of this mess." "What if they don't keep their word?" "They will. They want to get rid of me as much as I want to get rid of them." In Miami Beach, Tyler called Gregory. "Gregory, I accept your offer." "Good. When can we meet?" "Tonight, but far from New York City." "Where? Miami Beach, on South Beach. Fine, at 8? "At 8. Tyler hung up and looked at Ashley. "It's over. Tonight we settle this." By 8 in the evening, Tyler was waiting on the beach. Gregory arrived right on time, accompanied by Jennifer, and 2 men Tyler didn't know. "I brought the lawyers," Gregory explained, "to formalize everything." "What kind of formalization?" "You'll sign a document declaring you renounce any claim to the Whitaker inheritance and that you'll stop looking for our mother." "And in return?" $200,000, transferred right now to your account." One of the lawyers opened a briefcase and pulled out some documents. 3 copies, one for you, one for us, one for the records." Tyler read the papers. It was a simple document stating he severed all ties with the Whitaker family. "And if your mother doesn't accept this?" "She'll have to. Legally, you won't be our problem anymore." Tyler picked up the pen but hesitated. "Can I ask a question?" "What?" "Why are you all so afraid of me?" Gregory and Jennifer exchanged glances. "Because our mother wants to give you half the inheritance," Jennifer replied. "Half?" "Yes. And that means the 3 of us would have to split the other half." "Would you end up poor?" "Not poor, but much less wealthy," said Gregory. "And it would affect our children, our businesses, our employees." Tyler understood the scale of the problem. It wasn't just personal greed. It was an empire that could collapse. "What if I signed the inheritance papers but gave up part of it?" "How so?" "What if I only kept my grandfather's trust fund and left the rest to you?" The siblings exchanged looks again. "That would leave you with about $2 million, said Jennifer, "and keep the rest intact for you." "But our mother wouldn't accept that," said Gregory. "Why not?" "Because she wants to give you everything. It's her way of making amends." Tyler thought for a moment. What if we did it differently? How? What if I signed the inheritance papers but set up a trust for you, guaranteeing the company stays intact? "Is that possible?" Jennifer asked the lawyer. "Theoretically, yes, but it would be complicated." "How long would it take to arrange?" "A few weeks." Tyler looked at his siblings. "Would you be willing to try?" "Why would you do this?" Gregory asked. "Because I don't want to ruin anyone's life. I just want what's rightfully mine." Jennifer stepped aside with Gregory to talk privately. They returned after a few minutes. "All right, we'll try," said Gregory. "But there's one condition," Jennifer added. "What?" "You have to convince our mother to accept the deal." "And how do I do that?" "By being honest with her. Tell her you want to be part of the family, but don't want to tear it apart." Tyler considered the proposal. "Okay, but in the meantime, you'll stop coming after me?" "We'll stop." "And you'll stop hiding?" "I'll stop." They shook hands, sealing a temporary agreement. Tyler returned to the hotel where he was staying with Ashley. "So, how did it go?" "Change of plans. We're trying to work out a deal that suits everyone." "What do you mean?" Tyler explained the proposal. "Ashley, if this works, we get the money without making enemies. And if it doesn't, then we take the $200,000 and leave." The next day, Tyler called Eleanor. "Hi, my son, where have you been?" "I was worried." "Eleanor, I need to talk to you, in person." "Of course. When?" "This afternoon, at the usual cafe." "All right." Is everything okay? Yes, but we need to settle a few things. At the cafe, Eleanor waited anxiously. Tyler, have you decided about the inheritance? I have, but with conditions. What conditions? I want the trust fund my grandfather left me, that's all. But Tyler, you're entitled to so much more. I don't want more, just what's rightfully mine. And the rest? The rest stays with your other children. Eleanor fell silent for a long moment. Why? Because they're your children too. And because I don't want to destroy the family you built. But I want to make up for the lost years. Eleanor, you can't make up for those years. They're gone. But you can build a new relationship with me based on respect, not guilt. What if I don't agree? Then I'll leave and you'll never see me again. Eleanor began to cry. Tyler, I can't lose you again. Then accept my proposal. But $2 million isn't enough to make up for. Eleanor, stop trying to pay me back. I don't want to be compensated. I want to be respected. The firmness in Tyler's voice made Eleanor stop crying. What do you want from me? I want you to be my mother, not my creditor. What do you mean? I want to have lunch with you on Sundays. I want you to meet your grandchildren. I want you to be part of our lives, not buy your way into them. Eleanor grew thoughtful. And if I accept your proposal, will you forgive me? I'll try, but it has to be gradual. How much time do you need? As long as it takes. Maybe years. What about your siblings? Will they accept you? If you make it clear they won't lose anything, yes. Eleanor took a deep breath. All right, Tyler, we'll do it your way. Are you sure? I am, but I want something in return. What? I want you to stop calling me Eleanor. I want you to call me Mom. Tyler hesitated. That'll take time too. How long? I don't know. Mrs. Dorothy will always be my mother. You'll have to find your place. And if I never do, then at least we tried. Eleanor smiled for the first time since they'd met. All right, let's try. In the weeks that followed, the lawyers worked to structure the agreement. Tyler would keep the $2 million trust fund, plus a small stake in one of the family's smaller businesses. The other children would retain control over the main assets. During this time, Tyler and Eleanor met several times. She officially met Ashley and was moved to learn she'd be a grandmother to twins. Twins? Eleanor said, when Ashley shared the news. Yeah, we found out at the last ultrasound, Ashley replied. How wonderful. I'll have 2 grandchildren at once. Tyler saw the spark in Eleanor's eyes and realized she was truly trying to build a genuine relationship. Gregory and Jennifer also became more receptive once they saw Tyler didn't want to take their place. You could have taken everything, Gregory said during a family lunch. I didn't want everything. I just wanted a family. And now you have one, Jennifer said, smiling. 3 months later, on the day of the final signing, the entire Whitaker family was present at the notary's office. Tyler, Ashley, Eleanor, Gregory, Jennifer, and their respective spouses and children. This is a historic moment for our family, Eleanor said. After 35 years, we're finally whole. Tyler looked around at faces that were still unfamiliar but no longer hostile. Thank you for accepting me, he said. Thank you for accepting us too, Gregory replied. After the signing, they went to a restaurant to celebrate. During dinner, Eleanor stood to make a toast. I'd like to toast to my son Tyler, who taught me that love isn't bought. It's earned with patience and respect. And I'd like to toast to Eleanor, Tyler said, who taught me it's never too late to start over. 6 months later, Ashley gave birth to 2 healthy boys. Mike, named after the supervisor who had always been a true friend, and Harold, after the adoptive father Tyler never forgot. Eleanor was at the hospital and cried as she held her grandsons for the first time. They're beautiful, she said. They are, Tyler agreed, and they'll grow up knowing they have a big, united family. A family that almost destroyed itself with pride and fear, Ashley added. But who was saved by love and understanding, Eleanor concluded. Tyler looked at his wife, his children, and at the woman who had abandoned him in childhood, but was now trying to be a real mother and grandmother. Life had come full circle. 2 years later, Tyler used part of the inheritance money to open a recycling company, providing jobs for several former colleagues, including Mike, who became his business partner. Eleanor, who initially found it strange that her son had chosen to keep working with garbage, ended up feeling proud when the company became a benchmark for sustainability. "You turned something people throw away into something valuable," she said during the opening of the second branch. "I learned that from life," Tyler replied. "Sometimes the most valuable things are the ones others consider trash." Gregory and Jennifer became not just siblings, but true business partners. The recycling company became a sustainable branch of the Whitaker Group. One Sunday afternoon, during one of the family lunches that had become a tradition, Eleanor looked around the table and saw Tyler playing with his young children, Ashley chatting animatedly with Jennifer, and Gregory explaining some project to Mike. "What are you thinking about, Mom?" Tyler asked, using the term that had taken months to come naturally. "I'm thinking it was worth waiting 35 years, Eleanor answered, smiling. "Sometimes the best things in life come when we least expect them," Ashley said. "And sometimes they were right in front of us, but we didn't know how to see," Gregory added. Tyler stood up and hugged Eleanor. "Thank you for never giving up on looking for me. Thank you for never giving up on forgiving me." As the sun set through the dining room window, the complete Whitaker family celebrated not just their reunion, but the proof that true love always finds a way to overcome time, pride, and fear. The boy who had been abandoned out of fear became the man who united a family through love, and the garbage collector who gathered what others discarded became someone who knew how to value what truly mattered, the people we choose to call family. The end of the story. Now tell us what you thought of this touching story and where you're watching from. If you have something to share with us, leave your sincere words in the comments. Do you believe Tyler made the right decision in forgiving Eleanor? We'd love to read your opinion. Thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget to like and, most importantly, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss other heartwarming stories.